What's good? What's popping, baby? Hey, man, I know we running late, so I ain't want to play no distractions before we get it cracking. But it's all good, man. We're glad that y'all here. Early Tuesday morning. We set this time back to 11, so we hoping y'all liking a good time. Let us know in the comments, man, if y'all feeling this 11 or if you need us here at 10. We here to get y'all right, so we're going to make sure that we got it right. So, yeah, man, today, though, we're going to go over a little bit of free agent news. You know, that's pretty much the hottest thing out right now. See what teams really got better, what teams got worse. But we're going to talk about those 2026 contenders, man. Those teams that really said, you know what, last year we were here, this year we here. And that's what we're going to address today, man. So, Rock, I know I changed the show about 6, 7, 11 times. This time today, though, instead of us doing what I said we were going to do originally, where we just go and pick the teams, I say you do the AFC and I do the NFC. I think that'd be a little bit more fun. You pick your side of which 8, 7 teams will be in the playoffs. I pick my 7. And then we see who win this thing, man. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. But before we get to cracking, man, what's good with you, my brother? How you doing? How you feeling? See you shining over there. I'm over here in the dark, man. I just told you I got this new camera. I'm looking real, Resident Evil-ish over here, man. But how you feeling over there, brother?
Fizz, I am doing great. The wife and I, we went to a local diner on Sunday, and it was so good, Fizz. It felt like my soul was restored. So I got a quick question for you. Do you have a favorite type of food that does the same thing for you that just always hits?
My birthday dinner. I get this once a year, every year. Lasagna, brother. Lasagna. That's my thing. I gotta have it at least once a year, and it's usually around my birthday. That's like my one request. So, you know, so if it's my last meal, cooking me up some lasagna, baby, and we good to go.
You're like Garfield the cat with your freaking lasagna. So,
hey, man, I like them layers, big dog. You feel me? You gotta stack it up for me.
Yeah. It's hard to find a good lasagna, Fizz, but just like you, I'm super excited for this show. I like how we just came in completely cold, no music, nothing. We're just getting right to it. So, thank you all for tuning in this morning. We have a fantastic menu lined up for you all. Our first course, we're going to discuss the latest in free agency. That's going to be pretty quick because my guy Fizz has been doing such a good job of dropping those videos as soon as things start popping off in free agency.
My bad, brother. My bad.
No, it's all good. So that's going to streamline. That's just the first course, Fizz. The main course, we're going to be grading this next year's contenders, Fizz. So that's going to be a really good one. We're going to talk about who got better, who got worse, but mainly who's going to be representing the AFC and NFC in the playoffs this upcoming season. And for dessert, we got something new that I'm pretty excited about. So thank you all for joining, Fizz.
Yeah. Just pretty much, bro. Well, of course, I want to address the people, but I also, before we get too early into the show, I wanted to bring up this breaking news latest signing, man, or trade, should we say. That was pretty much breaking news. You know I had to do it. Rock, man, my boy Justin Fields, man. Before we get to the crowd, before we get to the intro and all that good stuff, I want to bring up Justin Fields, man, who's missing half an arm on this cutout. But how you feeling about this signing, man? Breaking news, Justin Fields was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not saying he's going to start. We're not saying he's there for any more other than to relieve Pat Mahomes and hopefully resurgence his career after learning under a good coaching tree. I mean, we've seen guys like Malik Willis just do it. Sam Darnold did it a couple years ago when he's in Minnesota, got under a good coaching staff. We're hoping that more of these guys get under good situations when we knew that coming in that they should have been certain way, but they failed under these other guys. And what are the luck of Justin Fields being there, Rock, with no Matt Nagy? Thank God Matt Nagy ain't there no more, so I ain't got to worry about my dog dealing with that headache. But what you thought about this, man? It's a quick little trade. I think it was like a 27 6-rounder or something, so wasn't nothing that, they had to overpay. But what's your thoughts on this, man? And does this really raise your eyebrows as to what they think the health of Pat Mahomes could be? Could Justin Fields maybe play 4 games and Pat, take the first 4 off? Or what was your thoughts when you first saw this, bro?
Well, Fizz, I think it makes a ton of sense. Fizz, you know how many quarterbacks on average start over the last few years? Let me ask you that. Take a wild guess.
You said it again? I'm sorry, bro.
How many QBs play and have a game during the season? How many QBs start during the NFL season?
That's a good question. So it's 32 originally. I'm gonna say around 55. I'm gonna say 55.
No, it's over the last few years, Fizz, it's been anywhere from like 65 to 70. QBs get a start
that
during the
means
season.
These guys get hurt all the damn time. Pretty much what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, so I think it just makes a whole lot of sense, Fizz. I mean, that's going to be one of the things maybe we talk about with the Packers. You know, how many key games Malik Willis had. If it wasn't for Davis Mills, the Texans would not be in the playoffs from last year. And with Patrick Mahomes going down and Gardner Minshew also going down, they had to go to a rookie, Fizz, that didn't look all that good. So having a reclamation project in Justin Fields, I know that he's your guy. He's a Buckeye. I think he's one of the best QBs to come out of Ohio State. I don't know what that says, but to pair him up with Eric Bieniemy, with Andy Reid, and behind Patrick Mahomes, this is easily the best situation he's been in. So I don't know what's going to be expected of him, but you always have to have a backup plan.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, I mean, me and my boy, Voorhees, man, you know, he's a Chiefs fan. We talked about it yesterday. And, man, it was slim pickings out there. Those backups ain't really backing up right now. You know what I'm saying? That list is getting slimmer and trimmer by the day. And I believe the only other person I could see, maybe Kirk Cousins, maybe Joe Flacco that's out there that maybe they could have signed and said, all right, you know, we need somebody behind Pat. But I think if you're going to get a young guy who could still be really in his prime, bro. He's like 25, 26 years old, still can move. You know, just the reading of the offense and trying to figure out how to react versus throw the ball early and not see the man, wait till the man get open and throw it. I think there's just a little bit of those miscues that he's gone through in his career, but a lot of that goes with coaching. So I think he's with the right staff. He's literally learning from the best QB on paper in the game. So again, for a guy like me who always standing on Justin Fields and always want to see him be his best, this is the best place for him. I don't care if you don't play one game. Just go and learn. And again, man, you can get your time to shine when it comes. And when that opportunity get there, Justin Fields get on that field, I would love to see what's going to happen next, baby. So, again, last question on it, though, Rock. Do you think he's going to play this year? And when I say that, I mean to start, right? Because like I said, Pat is still hurt, coming off a major injury. Let's just say first 4 games, Justin Fields plays. What are we looking at for the offense? Ken Walker, does that boost him? Because they're going to run the ball a lot, right? The RPO, Justin Fields maybe taking some plays. Eric Bieniemy, of course, being the OC. What do you think this looks like for the Chiefs' first 4 games, I just say?
Well, I've been saying all along that I think Patrick Mahomes is going to start the season. So I think Justin Fields is only going to be in certain packages, which kind of doesn't make much sense to me because when he's on the field, you know he's going to run. So I kind of feel like that tips
I ain't gonna say that, Rock. I ain't gonna say that. I think
there's every time we've seen him for the Jets and the Steelers, every time he runs.
Coaching him? Who was coaching him? Give me the coaches' names.
Arthur Smith. And,
thank you. There we go. That's my point. And I'm not saying that you don't have a valid point, but this is my problem with Justin Fields and people that talk about how he this and that. Bro, the coaches that were coaching him never allowed him to throw the ball. They didn't want him to throw the ball. They wanted him on 3rd and 18 to come in and run the ball, which makes 0 sense to me. So I get what you're saying, and you're not right. You're not wrong with what you're saying. I'm just going to say, look at who was coaching him. They didn't know what to do with him. I think EB can get him to be a little bit more than we just going to run the ball every time he touches the field. That's all I'm saying.
We hope so, Fizz. We hope so. So we'll see what happens with that.
We do. Yeah. We ain't gonna spend too much time, but I gotta show my boy Seven love, man. Rock got me on this trading card trip. Rock, man, you know, I know it ain't printed yet, but I damn sure was online looking for a Justin Fields Chiefs card. All right, baby, I was looking it up. I know it ain't printed yet, but I went looking.
You're gonna have to wait like a whole year, Fizz, for that.
I know, man. You know, I can't wait, man. When I need it, big dog. But hey, man, like I said, Justin Fields signed. We will get into the AFC, NFC, see what those contenders look like. We eliminating the pretenders. And man, hey, we gonna get it popping this morning. So welcome to the Cook Up. Welcome to the channel, Rock. I think it's time to get it cracking, baby. Let's get it started. We in this thing, huh? Yes, sir. Just like that, we back, baby. I know I'm over here doing some stuff, man. I got a video that we got cooked up for y'all later that I definitely didn't. Oh
Is
my
the way that
goodness.
you just looked up at your camera. What?
Rock. Hold up, big dog. Breaking news, baby. Hey, we just got live. Breaking news. Jaylen Waddle traded to the Denver Broncos, man. We got to hold the show up now. Damn, man. What the hell is going on around here, big dog?
And
Breaking
a
news,
trade,
baby.
and a trade just went down in my sleeper app too. Justin Fields for the 307. Oh, wait, that's not what you're talking about, right?
I like that trade, though. But hey, man, breaking news: just Jaylen Waddle, and we are about to talk about the contenders, not the pretenders. Denver Broncos, I'm sure, was one of your contenders in this AFC race. Breaking news, though, brother. Jaylen Waddle, man. I was just talking to my boy yesterday about maybe AJ Brown being one of those guys. I heard Denver could be in talks with maybe AJ Brown. Out of Miami Dolphins, damn, hold up, bro. I'm so lost right now. I mean, I know they just signed Tutu Atwell, but Jaylen Waddle, damn, hold up, Rock. What's going on, brother?
We present to you the Miami Dolphins. Tutu Atwell and Nick Westbrook-Akine are your starting wide receivers. Darren Waller is dropping bars, and Devon Achane is going to be next. I think he's probably going to get traded too. So,
hey, Rock, hold on, bro. What is going on here, though, man? Can we please expand on this? What the hell going on, bro? Like, why did this happen? What are the Miami Dolphins doing, brother?
This is what you call a complete blow up rebuild, Fizz. So they need everything they can get out with the whole old regime. McDaniel's gone. Tua gone, Tyreek, Waddle gone. Everyone's gone, Fizz. Even on the defense side too. The only thing they got left is Storm Duck and Devon Achane, Malik Willis. He's got no one to throw to. I hope you like running, Malik Willis, because that's what you're going to be doing a whole hell of a lot of. Also, too, I mean, what's their draft pick? They don't even have a top 10 pick, do they? So,
you talking about the Broncos? No, they don't.
No, I'm talking about the Dolphins.
Oh, the Dolphins. Nah, they pick right before the Cowboys. They pick 11. Pick 11.
Okay, yeah. So
now
right outside the top 10.
I was thinking they were going defense because they got a defensive coach. They got rid of the entire defense. I mean, they pretty much on the Jets trajectory without the picks, right? The Jets got rid of their whole team, but never got a bunch of first round picks back. Miami Dolphins got rid of their whole team and just got a bunch of nothing. And now they get rid of Jaylen Waddle. Man, Malik Willis, I'm sure he ain't happy to read this one, Rock. I mean, I know he just signed a big contract, he got paid, but hey, who the hell am supposed to be doing this?
He didn't actually. He got like the most team-friendly contract of all time. He didn't even sign a huge contract. So maybe that's why they didn't pay him a whole lot of money. Maybe they should have paid him more.
For him, he hasn't got paid yet, right? It's his first time getting paid. So for him to see 20 plus million, that's a big payday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying he hasn't reached that.
Just look at Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones got $100 million for like 2 years.
Sam Bradford did the same time. I think Sam Bradford might be the highest paid QB ever in history. Him and Matt Stafford, I believe, got the most money. But Rock, man, this is breaking news, brother. Please expand on this while I cook this up right quick. Give me 1 second. You keep on chopping, and I'm gonna keep on locking, baby. Hold up now.
Let me pull up. Let me see how Waddle did last year. I mean, we know that he had Tua, Quinn Ewers, but I'm kind of curious where he. Well, I'm just kind of curious, you know, just to see where he stacked up with the other wide receivers. Actually, this is kind of surprising. Jaylen Waddle was my 13th best wide receiver last year. So right outside, it did surprise me. See, this is why I do the research, Fizz, and look at these things. Contested catches, he was one of the best in the league last year. Air yard share, 41.8%, also one of the best in the year. Yards per route run, 2.62. That would have been good enough for top 12. First downs per route run, a metric that people love using, 0.129. Also one of the top 12 in the league. So he had a really good season last year, despite it being completely nuts and crazy. So I'm really interested in knowing what the Miami Dolphins are going to do how would you, as a fan, feel like if you're a season ticket holder, what the hell are you going to watch when you go and watch the Dolphins? You're just going to go to the beach
every week. Look, I'm glad you took that time, brother. I had to hook this graphic up, man. I'm glad I got it out of the way. Rock, but I say this all the time. Nobody goes to Miami to win games. Nobody goes there to play football, and damn sure nobody goes there to watch football, Rock. I'm going to tell you right now, that Bam 83-point game, people will watch a replay of that at home before they go watch the Miami Dolphins live, bro. This is just what it is, man. Nobody cares about football in the city of Miami, man. Florida is not a place that you go sweat and run with heavy artillery on, brother. You go there to take off your clothes, lay by the beach, and look good. So I'm just saying, man, they saved Jaylen Waddle, but they damn sure, man. I like this move for Denver Broncos, man. I really was thinking Cortland Sutton was out the door, you know, and again, the AJ Brown news was kind of under the tunnels, I guess. But man, where we at with Bo Nix, man? Forget the Dolphins. We done talking about them. What about the Dolphins? Where we at with them right now? I know we're gonna talk about the AFC, the NFC, but right now, bro, them not making the Super Bowl where they was one game away, maybe a couple plays away because they didn't have their star quarterback, Bo Nix. Now, Bo Nix comes back with J.K. Dobbins, with RJ Harvey, with all these other fast receivers, the same guys that you can't stand, and Franklin and you know, Lord Jordan Humphreys and all these guys, Marvin Mims. Push these guys to the side. Jaylen Waddle, Courtland Sutton, and that's Joker Evan Ingram. What we doing with the Broncos right now, bro? Where we at with it? I'm gonna look up Jaylen Waddle's where he at on Keep Trade right now, bro, and where he's gonna be in a couple of days. I want to see the change in that, man.
Well, Fizz, I'm gonna break protocol. I'm gonna skip to the middle of the show with our main segment. So I'm gonna talk about the Broncos so far.
Please do it.
They were the only team that had acquired nobody. They had not signed a single free agent whatsoever. They're one of the few that has. They lost John Franklin Myers. He's an edge. He went to the Titans. He got a huge payday. Fizz, at the very top of their needs, do you know what I wrote down? Receiver. I would say either a wide receiver or a tight end. So
I'm with you.
With Juwan Jennings,
but I think wide receiver
there,
was number one, though. I can guarantee. I'm with you on that one.
I mean, if you get a David Njoku too, and you keep Courtland Sutton, that's a hell of a lot better than what they had last year, because you get, you know, these other wide receivers that they have that they're escaping my mind because I can't remember, just mid to below average guys like Marvin Mims.
Yeah, and, Franklin, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant. Yeah, much of nothing, brother. Bunch
of nothing. So they really needed an explosive wide receiver so that Bo Nix had a lot more help than just Courtland Sutton, who, if you remember during that playoff game, Fizz, he didn't have like a catch until like the last drive of like the fourth quarter. Remember that?
Yeah.
So he didn't do anything. He's still a very good wide receiver. He's still one of the best, I think, X wide receivers in the NFL, just pure perimeter guys. But to get a guy that is as explosive as Jaylen Waddle, who had one of the best rookie seasons I've ever seen, Fizz. He set the rookie record for receptions until that was later on broken by Malik Neighbors, who was then broken an hour later by Brock Bowers. So
I think didn't Puka break it and then Neighbors? I want to say Puka broke it first, and then Neighbors, and then Bowers.
Maybe. I can't remember exactly.
I want to say Puka broke it, yeah. But go ahead. My bad. I want to say, we got to give our boys flowers. I want to say Puka broke it, though.
So all those things have happened. But remember what I was saying to the last couple of years? He's just been kind of disappointing. You know, Jaylen Waddle. Yeah. Everyone has wanted to have him as, he's going to have a breakout year. He's going to have a breakout year. This is going to be the year of Jaylen Waddle. And it just has not come to fruition in Miami. So I'm super excited for Waddle to be in a far, far better situation than he has been since his rookie year, Fizz.
Yeah, and my boy E said it best, man. South Florida is a college football town, bro. Nobody cares about the Dolphins. I don't mean to go back to that, but nobody cares about the Dolphins. We care about having fun, drinking, and doing everything else we're doing. So I'm with you on this one, E. But the Denver Broncos, though, bro, I don't know if we broke down the trade, but it was the first.
Oh, dang it, Fizz. I was going to ask you before.
Okay. My bad.
Before it came out, what you were going to predict what the compensation was, but I guess it's already out of the bag.
I was really going to probably say a first and a third, but it ended up being a first, which looks like Miami receives a first, third, and fourth. Denver receives a Waddle and a fourth, so it probably was a fourth swap. But I was going to say a first and a third, though. So I mean, I was like just the 2/4 off. But let me see. The Denver Broncos, they went to the AFC Championship. So they definitely picking in like what, pick 28, 29, something like that.
Let's pull up they have written out all of the draft order that just sent you.
I'm pretty
on the
sure
banner.
28, 29. Oh, you know what, bro? We do got that banner, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Why you remind me to get that cracking, brother?
Well, because Fizz, we can do so many things behind the scenes.
We do, man. But go ahead, hug it up, bro. Where we at with it?
Oh, Denver Broncos are 30th. They're only behind the Patriots and Seahawks.
Okay, yeah. But remember, they had one of the best records in the league. They was right behind the Patriots. So yeah, that makes sense. Pick 30.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
All right, so we off Jaylen Waddle, man. I mean, that was breaking news, brother. We always seem to get a little bit of news after we get off the show. We finally got it.
And then we got to wait a whole damn week. And then you break down like 5 videos in between now and then. Leave your dude out.
Jaylen Waddle, NFL cribs coming later, baby. That's for damn sure. He gave me something to do today. I ain't had much to do, so we getting it cracking. But yeah, man. Jaylen Waddle is here. He's in the building, baby. Denver Broncos. Hey. Got the trades. Hopefully you got them for the low because that price don't win out, man. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Shout out Malik Willis. He will have to run for 900 yards to do anything on this offense. So, but I got Tutu Atwell though. Shout out to him. Man. He's a receiver one. He's receiver one right now, Rock.
How high do you think Jaylen Waddle goes in Dynasty? Right now, today, he is wide receiver 29. He is behind Tyler Shuck, Zay Flowers, J-Mo, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice. Where do you think he goes? T. Higgins, he's behind him too.
Well, Cortland Sutton is still there. Some people don't really respect Bo Nix's game as far as passing. So it's not like his passing, like Bo Nix is the one that wins this trade more than anybody to me. Like Bo Nix has that extra. But I'll just say,
I think Waddle wins too. He's way better than Tua. Bo Nix is 10 times better than Tua as far as a passer goes.
For sure. I mean, yeah, he does. I'm just saying overall, it's just like the Caleb Williams thing, right? When Caleb has all those weapons, you got to say he has so much. Caleb is the winner more so than his receivers and his weapons. But long story short, though, Jaylen Waddle to me, that Rashee Rice range could be close, but Rice is such a target hog, man. If he can not get in trouble, bro, he wouldn't even be close to this conversation. You know what I'm saying? So where you got him, man? I'm gonna ask you, and then I might just copy off your paper on this one.
Okay, so I'm definitely taking him ahead of JMO. So
definitely, I'm with you.
I'm surprised JMO is ahead of Zay Flowers, who just had a breakout season. And I would take him ahead of AJ Brown. So I'd probably right behind Rashee Rice and right behind Zay Flowers. I think that's the tier. So maybe I just don't agree with the rankings Keep Trade Cut has. I mean, why are you putting T. Higgins ahead of Rashee Rice and Zay Flowers? That doesn't make much sense to me, Fizz.
Yeah. I don't know, Rob. I mean, it got Joe Burrow, man. Joe Burrow is going to always boost you up a little bit. But again, man, breaking news: Jaylen Waddle traded to the Denver Broncos. If you care, you care. If you don't, you don't. But we glad it happened on our show, Rob. I think it's our time though to get it cracking. You already gave us your AFC side with the Denver Broncos, but you could still add a little bit in when we get to that part. But let's holler at these people first, man. See what they got cracking before we get us ready and rolling, man. Jake up in here pre-gaming, and he probably dipped out, but Jake always park his car first. That we know. He just leaves it on the lot, and we might got to tow it out later on, all right? But we appreciate you, big dog. My boy, Bull, he's in the building, say he drinking that Jameson Black Barrel. Rock, you know about that? I know
what the hell is that shit?
You're a whiskey bourbon guy, man. So he's sipping that Jameson Black. I never had it, but he said it was good though.
Oh well, I'm glad you're enjoying what you're drinking. I was having last night some Ardbeg, some Corey Vreck and Ugadale. So that's the kind of shit I drink, Fizz. So
a lot of big words, brother. I don't know about all that. I'm glad it was good for you. Right? Pops, what up with you? How you feeling, man? My boy Connor in the building. He said all the bills all in. About to find that out real soon, Connor. Rock got the AFC side. He gonna let you know. And if you don't like the answers, I'll let him, big dog. I ain't got nothing to do with it, all right?
Connor, Fizz just put that in the title just for you. So
see my boy Terminal in here. What's good? What's popping, bro? And my dog Cam in the building, man. He said, hey, man, y'all need them 27 picks not the 26 picks. I don't know, man. Hey, I guess the Miami Dolphins say we need now. We don't need tomorrow. Maybe 26 is what they thought they needed. But at pick 30, maybe they trade out of it. Maybe they give somebody else that and get a 27. We're going to find that out soon, though, Cam, you know? Who else we got up here? My boy E, definitely up in the building. My man Red, man, he say quick on them graphics. I got to be big, dog. Got to be in front of the line. Or she in the back of the line, man. But yeah, Rock, let's get it cracking, big dog. I got the thing up right chair. Over there.
Are we going right to the main course? Because I had a couple little appetizers for you.
Go ahead. Oh, my bad. Let me clear the floor. Floor is yours, Big Bill.
So since we were on last Tuesday, Fizz, here are a couple of the ones. We can only talk about the ones that you want to talk about, though. So we had Pacheco go to the Lions.
Yep.
We got Romeo Doubs right. He's gone to the Patriots.
Well, shout out to you. You picked that one, but I agree with you. But you got that one right, so I'll give you your flowers on that.
This is our show, so this is a royal we, Fizz. Any credit I get, you get too. That's the benefit of having me as your co-host. Geno Smith, you were right about that. He did go back to hell. I have no understanding.
I told you that one. I'm saying I got that one right, but it was right, though. I got that one right. You're right.
You've already talked a lot about Kyler Murray going to the Vikings. And then Fields, we already talked about earlier, going to the Chiefs. So do you want to talk about really quickly any of these moves? Is there a big one or?
Well, you know, like I said, you know, throughout the week, I done talked about a lot of these topics a couple of times, but I'm going to get your thoughts on the main one, which is Kyler Murray. Let me your thoughts on him. Give us him specifically and the offense and what that does for us and the rest of that team, bro. Because I'm going to get on the NFC side. We'll see why I had him at, but go ahead with this one.
Well, I was very surprised when I was going through some research over the last few years, Fizz. When Kyler Murray's healthy, he is a top 12 QB in fantasy. Now, in real life, I think he can be anywhere from that top, maybe like 6 to 8 quarterback, Fizz, like right outside the elites and that next tier. That's when he's at his best. Most often, though, I think Kyler Murray is, I don't know, one of those 12 to 15 type of QBs, which is certainly a huge upgrade from JJ McCarthy. This is easily the best signing of the whole offseason just because of what they were able to get Kyler Murray for. So Kevin O'Connell, he doesn't have to keep looking at the JJ McCarthy experience on the field, which was an absolute disaster. Justin Jefferson doesn't have to jump 20 feet up in the air in order to catch anything thrown to him. But the only thing that I worry about, Fizz, it's just like that is like the absolute ceiling, I think, for Kyler Murray. We're going to see the best of him in the Kevin O'Connell offense. But what the hell happened in Arizona? The fact that they didn't want him whatsoever. They would rather have Jacoby Brissett and Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Michael Wilson were awful with Kyler Murray. So that's the only thing that I worry about. So for me to think, oh, a change of scenery, change of jerseys, everything's just going to be way better. Fizz, I'm kind of worried about some of those things from his previous experience coming over to Minnesota. But Minnesota, I don't think they had a choice. So he's definitely better than JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, for sure. And I want y'all, please excuse me for looking down. I'm trying to get this video ready for when we play it. But Rock, I was listening to you. I'm locked in with you, bro. And I just say, man, when it comes to Minnesota, like you said, they didn't have a choice. That was number one. But number two, I know the hype is to say how all of these weapons are about to just take off and the offense is about to be brand new and, you know, we're going to put them back to where they were a couple years ago. But you're 100% right, bro. Michael Wilson, we saw his breakout when Kyler wasn't there. We saw McBride have his best season when Kyler wasn't there. Marvin Harrison Jr., who all of us had as a top receiver in that class, the Arizona Cardinals included, yeah. Right? And I'm not even saying that Marv has even earned that because some of he dropping passes like that ain't had nothing to do with Kyler. I think a lot of it is just the mental. And we heard from Kyler even when Marv was there, right? He said, well, it's not my job to get him the ball. Like, yes, it is, bro. You're his quarterback, right? So
that's your literal only job.
Exactly. So, like I said, I didn't spoke my piece on it, but I will just say, I just trust the coach, man. I trust Kevin O'Connell. I know I was a Cliff Kingsbury guy, still am. I think Cliff caught him at a bad time when he was just acting young and acting out. And I think Kyler, knowing that this could be his last chance in his career to really make a statement and get that big bag again, go to a better team or get an extension. I think everybody knows that their ass is on the fire and we got to get up and do something. So I think Kevin O'Connell knows his seat is hot. Kyler Murray knows his seat is burning hot. So I trust him this year, man. Call me crazy, call me Sleepy Joe, call me who the hell know. But I just know Kyler Murray, to me, should have a great season in 2026, bro.
And I hope he does, because seeing what happened to Minnesota last year, they already fired their GM for it. But
yeah.
Fizz, before we move on in the next segment, I have a real quick question. It's a fantasy-related question. I need to get your opinion on it. So we've seen lots of different moves over the last week. I want you to pick your very favorite fantasy scenario for this upcoming season. How about your favorite Colts wide receiver without Pittman? Your favorite Bears receiver without DJ Moore, Emeka Egbuka without Mike Evans, Rootin' Tootin' without ETN, Bijan Robinson without Algier, or maybe it's Jahmyr Gibbs with Pacheco instead of David Montgomery. Who is any of those situations ones that you're super excited about for 2026? And I'm kind of wondering also too.
That, man. You should have wrote it down, bro.
I did. I wrote it down on my sheet for myself.
All right.
Colts, Bears, Emeka, Tootin, Bijan, or Gibbs.
Cool. I like it that way. I like it better that way. I'm gonna say the Bears, man. You said that which receiver would be the best? Is what you're saying?
Your favorite Bears receiver. I'm not gonna have you pick unless you want to, because I don't know who I'm picking, Fizz. I don't know if I'm higher on Luther over Rome or Colson Loveland.
I say this. I did a while ago say that I believe Luther will have that breakout season that we wanted Rome to have. I'm gonna redact that one, man. Just black it out on a piece of paper, and I'm gonna say this, man. I've learned about players when people tend to throw them away and sleep on them and drop them in their rankings because they didn't have one good season. They come back with a vengeance, baby. So I'm going for the underdog story. I'm not even sure if it's an underdog story, but Rome Odunze will lead us to the promised land. He will take over this team as far as the receiving game go. And you're going to show everybody that last year was not the fall off, baby. This ain't J. Cole's new album. He coming back, and he going to let people know, man, it's going up, man. So I'm gonna say Rome out of that group, to me, with the Ben Johnson offense, with Caleb Williams. Rome going to remind us of how he started that season last year, and he going to finish the same way he started last year.
Fizz is going back to the well, and hopefully it's not dry. So I do hope that Rome Odunze does have a breakout season this year. For me, Fizz, it's going to be Emeka, who started off hotter than any other receiver last year. It was Emeka Egbuka. He looked like the faraway runner for rookie of the year.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
And then he completely fell off after the second half of the season. But he still has Baker Mayfield and there's a whole bunch of other other guys that are, Chris Godwin. We'll see where he's at in the second year away from that injury. And then also too, you got Tez Johnson and you have was it McMillan? So we'll see what happens. Kate Otten, I'm not scared about him. But yeah, I think Emeka Egbuka and Baker Mayfield are going to do awesome things. Hopefully for more than just half a season. So
I'm with you on that one, brother. So we talking about all these teams, bro. We got to get into the teams, big dog. You giving up the sneak peek, man. So let's get it cracking, man. I'm gonna let you get it started because you done already cheated and gave us all your Broncos news and all this and that.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm still let you go first. Give me your first team. We don't got to go by seeding, but today, for those that are just catching up, man, we're gonna go through. We're not gonna make a playoff list, but we're gonna give our top 7 teams in each division, pretty much like a playoff list, just without the rankings of where they're gonna finish in their seeding. So, Rock, man, give me one of your AFC playoff contenders and one of those top teams, man. Where you at with it?
I want to start off with the Chargers, Fizz. They acquired Tyler Biadasz. He's a center from Washington, but the biggest acquisition, probably of the entire offseason, Fizz, Mike McDaniel is the biggest acquisition. I know he's not a player, but he's going to affect and bring out the very best of Justin Herbert and all of his cast of characters in LA. They lost Odafe Oweh. He went to Washington. They lost Zion Johnson. He went to the Browns. I still think they need an offensive line, more depth there, Fizz. You don't want the same thing happening last year. And I think they need a second X wide receiver. They were the ones that offered the most money to Alec Pierce. And he said, no, I'd rather stay in Indianapolis with Daniel Jones. So very interesting that he did that. Overall, I think they're in a very good position. Justin Herbert, I think, gets his first win. My question for you, Fizz, what do you think McDaniel brings to this offense? Well, do you believe that Herbert will win his first playoff game this year?
Well, I think he's been there enough that you can't count him out every time, right? Like, I know I go through this. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I know when we go, people plan on us losing every time. So I'm used to it. But I think having McDaniels there, he already seems like a young, chill, cool guy. He's not the overly aggressive guy, and I think the young guys react to that faster, sooner. And they already got their head coach over there, Jim Harbaugh, the coolest cat in town. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just a cool staff, man. They're going to go in there with some swagger. And I say this, Justin Herbert, as long as he can stay healthy and his offensive line can stay healthy, unless they're going up against one of the big dogs in the league, man, they shouldn't be losing to a team like the Texans or, I don't know what your list look like, but certain teams that they play, they should not lose to. And I think, yes, I'm gonna put them as yes, they win their first playoff game under Justin Herbert, and they do it well. They got a solid run game. They just signed Keaton Mitchell, which helped them a lot. I think in the passing game, we haven't seen a lot from him. He's been injured as well. But I think if you can get him moving, and we just seen McDaniels, what he can do with his running backs in that backfield, speed kills. And I think we're going to see a lot more speed over there in LA, man, with McDaniels. So I think first win playoff game, unless they're going up against one of those big dogs, we should be good to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, someone tried to flip Achane for Maya Murray and Hampton. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So,
sheesh.
Yeah. Fizz, who do you have as your first NFC team?
Well, it's going to hurt me, man. Hurt my heart to really admit this one, Rock. But I got to keep it a bug with you, brother. It's the 49ers, man. 49ers, to me, if not the strongest, one of the top strongest teams of this offseason, man. They hit on all cylinders. They even made a trade with the Cowboys that I'm pissed off about. But I understand probably why we had to do it. But they go get Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans, to me, with the Ayuk news, which they even said they're not even cutting Ayuk now. They think he's worth a 7th rounder. So they're going to hold him hostage for a 7th just to piss him off even more. So, hey, that's how they playing right now. Look, you think you're going to just get out of here? No. We're going to hold you for a 7th rounder. That's what I heard. So, Mike Evans, though, signed a 3-year deal. As long as he can stay healthy, man, he's going to be one of those top guys in that offense and in the NFC at the receiver position. We saw what he did as soon as he came back with Baker Mayfield, locked in target every single week once he got back with his guy. Brock Purdy seemed like one of those guys, man, when he has a number one, he understands who the number one is. So having Mike Evans, man, having George Kittle there, going to be perfect for them. I know Kittle was hurt, but and then imagine this, Rock, Kittle being hurt. Mike Evans brings that leadership that Kittle would have gave Brock Purdy in that offense as well. So they even got Dre Greenlaw back, man. Oh, my goodness. Robin wanted Dre Greenlaw 2 years ago before he went to the Broncos. They cut him, and now he's back in San Fran. So Dre Greenlaw over there. They went and got some offensive line. They went and got where they at, Rob? Where we at? We got Nate Hobbs over there. They signed him to a 1-year deal. They got Jake Tongas. What is it? Jake Tongas, Rock? His last name? Tongas?
Tongas, yep. The backup tight end. I think that was a good signing.
Exactly. Re-signed him. And we all know last year when Kittle went down, they didn't skip a beat when Tongas came in. But if you picked him up in free agency, bro, waivers, you might have won your championship because of Jay Tongas, bro. So, and then recently they just got Christian Kirk. So Christian Kirk, man, and mind you, Rock, Jawan Jennings is out there looking for $20-30 million, which I don't know who we think gonna pay him this. They say, you know what? Go get your money elsewhere. We gonna get Christian Kirk, and he probably can do similar things to what you already do. So, I mean, they right
plays, now that guy is freaking hurt all the damn time, Fizz.
Yeah, that's true too. But they only paid him what, $6 million. I would rather do that than give Jawan Jennings $20 million. So I'm just saying, I agree. To me, man, the 49ers were already coming into the season, Rock, banged up from last year. They barely made the playoff. Well, no, they made the playoffs hanging by a thread. Looked like a competent team. Now they come into this year one of the strongest off-season teams. So 49ers is my number one team, or one of my top teams in the NFC right now for Contenders.
This is my question for you, because I also have the 49ers. You got Mike Evans, you got Ricky Pearsall, and you got Kittle. They all have a history of injuries.
That is true.
CMC is coming off even more touches than Saquon Barkley had the year before.
Mhm.
Are you worried at all for Brock Purdy in this offense with all these guys that have an injury history that, is as long as a CVS receipt and they're playing next to the power plant?
I'm keeping 100 with you, right? We had the same questions last year, and they finished in a division where they were like number 3, but only because, or they was number 2, I believe, right? What was they in the NFC? Number 2 last year? They were like 14 and they was like 13-3 last year, right? And they won games that they probably shouldn't even have won because Kyle Shanahan can go with the backups and still win these games.
Because Mac Jones is awesome. That's why.
There we go. So even they lost Purdy, they lost Ayuk, they lost Pearsall, they lost Kittle. Bro, they still won games. So I'm going to say I trust them to win more games this year. So I don't care what the injury list look like. They're going to win them games. They figure it out.
Well, I want them to win a Super Bowl, Fizz. I don't want them to just beat the shit out of the Eagles and then get their cheeks clapped by the freaking Super Bowl winner in the Seahawks. So I want them to go a little bit further than they did last year. So I am a little bit worried about it, but I still love the 49ers. Fizz, my next team for the AFC is a team that missed it by just a field goal. They only missed it by a few feet, and they completely cleaned house. And they're going with a whole new era. We're going to be talking about them a little bit later on. But I'm going to talk about my team, the Baltimore Ravens. Their biggest acquisition, Trey Hendrickson. Their biggest loss, Tyler Lindenbaum, who ended up getting one of the biggest the biggest contract ever for not just a center, but an interior offensive lineman. I think their biggest needs still today is trench help, whether it's offense and defensive line. I have no idea what's going to happen with Matabuke. And I think receivers too. So we talked about earlier, Stephon Diggs could be a really good acquisition there. So for me, overall, I think the Ravens' floor is still a little bit average with all the holes they have on both sides of the line. Lots of pressure on just a few key players, Fizz. Like when that guy last week said, hey, what other 5 guys do you guys have on this team? And I'm like, after the 5th guy, Fizz, I couldn't really name anyone on the Baltimore Ravens. So let me ask you this. Will the difference this year be the new coaches, or will the Ravens underperform once again in the playoffs, Fizz?
Well, I say this. I wanted to remind you that you said their biggest loss was the center. No, their biggest loss was their respect, bro. They lost a lot of respect with the people. I just wanted to let you know that. I just wanted to let you know that, bro. They lost a lot of respect with the people. I'm good with them though, but I don't know, man. But
as a Ravens fan, Fizz,
Baltimore,
I haven't heard any of this whatsoever. I have no idea what you're talking about. Everyone knows I'm a Ravens fan, and no one has said anything to me over the last 2 weeks. So I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, next time I go to Baltimore, bro, I'm checking my receipts. I'm making sure they put everything on there right, and they ain't trying to take no money back or give me some extra charges that I wasn't supposed to have. I'm gonna check everything next time I go over there, man. But I just say, I'm say they better do it, bro. That they better do it. You know me, every year I always give the Baltimore Ravens more probably love than they deserve sometime, but I'll just say they don't have a choice this year. The same way we felt Buffalo had when the Chiefs went down, Ravens went down. This was their time. Baltimore Ravens better at least hit the AFC Championship. No, they got to win it. Forget it. Ain't no hit. They got to win it. If you lose the Super Bowl, I can respect it, but you better go. That's all I'm saying, right? With all this stuff they got going on, they kept their 14th overall pick. They better hit on the target this year. No excuses. I don't want to hear them. I'm not even going to make them for them this year, and I usually do. So this year, I don't care about it. They better hit, man. That's all I'm saying.
Is you always have a choice. You always do. And the Ravens have always chosen to break my damn heart every damn year ever since they drafted Lamar Jackson. So
this is true.
Don't be disappointed in that. Who's your next NFC team?
Yeah. Well, my next team is probably going to be the Super Bowl team. My Super Bowl pick, the LA Rams, big dog. The LA Rams, them dudes just said, F it. We don't care about no picks, and they still have a high pick. We don't care about salary. We don't care about a damn thing but winning, man. These dudes went out there and signed cornerbacks, Rock, for almost $200 million, right? Well, they got Matt Stafford making some top money. They just signed Kyron Williams last year. They got Puka Nakua's contract coming up soon. Devontae Adams making 20 years. These dudes, I don't know where they getting this money from. They even signed back Tyler Higbee, bro. Like, what the hell? Where y'all getting this money from? I don't know. LA Rams, I know it's a high tax state. You know, they taxes is ripping half checks, man. But they did what they had to do this offseason, re-signed Cam Curl. They got Jaylen Watson, traded with the they signed Jaylen Watson. They traded for McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs, gave up a late first, still have the 12th or the what pick is that, right? Is that 12th or not 14?
It's
They have
the Falcons pick. Yeah, I think it's like the 13th.
Yeah, 13th pick. They still have the 13th pick in the draft, which means that's a high price contract for a rookie. Yeah, man, these dudes just went out and said, look, we don't care about next year. We don't care about the year after. 2026, we need to get back to exactly where we were, but we need to be on the winning side of that NFC Championship game. So, I mean, I'm saying it right now, Rock. You know I'm a Cowboys fan, but LA Rams are the strongest team in the NFC, maybe the whole league, period. And I'm picking them to go to the Super Bowl currently right now. Number one playoff contender team for me for the offseason going into, before we start playing real games.
Well, Fizz, you already answered the question that I was going to ask. Are the Rams the favorite NFC team to be in the Super Bowl? Because I think both you and me are on the exact same page. I think that overall, they're the most complete roster in the NFL. If they were to play tomorrow, I think they would be the favorite to win no matter who they played. They addressed their biggest need in the secondary, and they double-tapped that. And they also have a high draft pick. See, they literally have everything they need. Fizz. The only thing that needs to happen is that Matthew Stafford, they need to make sure that he's in that immortal chamber again. To make sure that thing is parked out front in the parking lot. But yeah, Fizz, I'm pretty excited. I hope the Rams get that one last play in order to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they need it, brother. They need it. What you got next, though? Shout out to you, Turnham. I see you right here. You said those 2 picks back could benefit for the team and their fans. Well, we're going to see, brother. I think they locked in, man. I think they locked in. What you got, Rock?
I got the Jaguars, Fizz. I think they go back to the playoffs. Very much like the Denver Broncos until just moments ago. They had not made any moves in free agency, not really any single ones that were of note as far as acquisitions. They lost Devin Lloyd, and they lost also to Travis Achan Jr. Yeah, that's the way.
Rock, can you please? I was about to say, can you please expand on that because just shortly, but bro, I like I told you this. The running back said we don't get no respect on our contracts, so we at least put some respect on our name. You know what I'm saying? Bijan said his name is Bijan. Ken Walker changed his name from Kenneth to Ken. Now, ETN said my name is H-A-N. I don't know, man, what the hell going on. But these running backs said put some respect on my name if you ain't gonna put it on my check. That's what he's looking like to me.
I think that Travis just saw what Devon was doing in Miami and just stole his last name because apparently they had the exact same last name, even though it's
nowhere
not
near spelled at all.
So there's two A-chans in the league now. There's Travis now in New Orleans, and then there's Devon. So we'll see if he changes his name too. But anyway, 2 huge losses to the Jaguars. I think they still need pass rush help to pair with Josh Allen. Overall, though, I still think they have a lot of talent at every position, Fizz. And I think Liam Cohen, I mean, they were close. They had the Bills on the ropes, and then the Bills Josh Allen just took over that game. And, they just beat the Jaguars. So I'm hoping that Liam Cohen, he takes them a little bit further than last year. Fizz, do you think the Jags are the most underrated team in the AFC?
Rock, I said this last year, and of course my brother's a Jags fan, so I try not to give them that much love. But when I gotta be real, I gotta be real. And I said if they won that game against the Buffalo Bills, I had them going to the Super Bowl, bro. I'm not saying it would have happened right now, but I think beating a team like the Bills, I've seen teams like the Giants do it with Eli when they came in as the worst seed and get that momentum at the right time, and they took it to the house. The Baltimore Ravens did that when they won the Super Bowl. His last seed got that momentum. I mean, the defense was hella crazy too, but I think the Jaguars are a team. They played off of a lot of spark last year, a lot of inspiration, new coach, new system. Their number 1 receiver turned into their number 4, number 3 receiver, bro. Like the guy who they took in the first round, LSU on the helmet, this guy turned from the number 1 to number 3 or 4, and they still were out here beating teams. Trevor Lawrence out there putting up 60 points in fantasy during our playoff run. I believe that if this team gets that spark again, but I will just say, losing A-Chan or ETN, however you pronounce his name, losing him could be a big deal. I know they signed Chris Rodriguez, I believe I heard. They have your boy Tootin. And Rootin' Tootin'. So I believe the run game is going to look a lot different because, last year Travis was out there doing his thing, man. So I'll just say this. They are a playoff contender team to me, but I don't know if that window is closing, man, as far as how they can run it this year because everybody's getting better, man. And we just saw the Denver Broncos, who you're going to talk about in a minute, get better. So I think sometime, though, you got to grab the wheel, man, and run it up. And that was their time last year. But we'll see what happens this year, though. So I do like him as a contender, though.
Fizz, who's your next NFC team?
NFC, baby. I got to go with it. I'm going to go with your boys, man. Seattle Seahawks. Now, I didn't go with my list in order, but I will just admit that the Rams are probably number 1. But these top 3 teams will probably be the top 3 teams if I got to keep it a buck with you, with the 49ers, Seahawks, and the Rams. But the Seahawks, man, they went and signed Rashid Shaheed back, which I thought they were going to end up letting him go. That was a big conversation. They lost a lot of cornerbacks, though, right? Lost a little bit of that defense, man. Bobby Wagner's still out there, right? You think they should get Bobby, man? I'm not just ranting right now, but bring him back, man. Let's go get Bobby a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Well, he already has a Super Bowl. And also, too, have you seen what he's done in Washington? Why would you want him?
Bro, he had 200 tackles last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and he can't. That's only if he can run straight, Fizz. He can't go sideline to sideline anymore. So
everybody else is good around him. Just let him run straight.
All right, Fizz. If you want to get in the hot tub time machine and keep rolling back, they do what is it called, the longest yard, and they get that old fart that puts the helmet back on. That's exactly where Bobby Wagner is at.
There we go then. Let's get it. Old farce is back, baby. But I just said they didn't have a lot of spending. They didn't do a lot of great moves in the offseason. But they're coming over the Super Bowl. So most times when you win a Super Bowl, Rock, everybody wants to be paid. Everybody hits free agency. They let those stinking Philadelphia Eagles get one of their best cornerbacks. I'm really pissed off about it, man. But it happens. But again, I think signing Rashid Shaheed was a big deal, though, because a lot of us slept on that move until he ran that damn kick return back in that playoff game. And then we understood why they made that trade. But I think the biggest loss for them, though, Rock, is Ken Walker, man. Losing Ken Walker is going to change everything. And I haven't seen them sign a running back yet. Am I mistaken?
Well, they did get Emmanuel Wilson from the Green Bay Packers. But as far as just notable acquisitions, Fizz, nothing.
Exactly.
A lot of these other teams, they're staying quiet during this time of the year.
So keep it short, keep it brief, bro. I know you last year coming into the season was big on Sam Darnold not being one of the best, but at least being competent for the Seattle Seahawks. Losing Ken Walker and maybe that run game not being where it was, I think that puts more pressure on Sam Darnold this year to actually prove that he's a solid quarterback. Where you at with this team with Sam Darnold maybe leading the charge versus Ken Walker and that run game getting them through games in the end?
Well, real quick, so they lost Boye Mafe. He got paid in Cincinnati. K9 became KC9. Kobe Bryant went to the Bears. And then, like you said, Reek Woolen, he went to Philly. I still think they need an RB, which you just brought up. And I think they still need investment on the offensive line.
For sure.
Now, overall, I think you can afford to lose some key defensive players because, Fizz, that means you're going from an all-time great defense to still a really good defense.
Exactly. A+ to a B+ ain't that bad, big dog.
Well, I think they went from an A++++ to like an A- still.
That's true too. That's true too.
Darnold, JSN, and McDonald, I think is still really, really good. Those are still the cornerstone pieces in Seattle. I think my main question going into 2026, how do you think Darnold and the offense is going to look without Clint Kubiak? That's what I've been saying all last year. It's just like once he gets poached and he goes, now he's in Las Vegas, how is his team going to look? So they don't have a main RB. It's going to be Emmanuel Wilson probably, unless they draft somebody until Zach Charbonnet comes back. But you can still win a lot of games with Darnold and JSN.
I'll just say this. They're a playoff contender for me, but I really believe LA and the 49ers, they got that jump on them this year, bro. It's gonna be a lot of defense that needed to be played this year, more so than last year. I'll just admit that. So where you at though, Rob? AFC, baby. We 3-3, right?
Yeah.
3-3.
So my next one is the Bills. So their biggest acquisition, Fizz, was DJ Moore. They traded a second-round pick for him. Their biggest loss is David Edwards. He's a guard. So I think they still need a lot of pass rush help. They did sign Bradley Chubb, but you can't just only have Bradley Chubb. So I think he needs some help. Overall, Fizz, I think they really still need to have an upgrade at wide receiver. I think if DJ Moore is your best wide receiver, I still don't think that's enough. So yeah, upgrade at wide receiver. But I'm also not sure about everything else, Fizz. I mean, that defense was still like an Achilles heel for their team last year. It was basically the Josh Allen and James Cook show. And that's all it was. Just them pulling off miracle wins at the end of every game, it seemed like. So for me, I think the Bills and the Ravens are basically Spider-Man memes. They're just two teams with new coaches, MVP QBs that will likely probably disappoint once again in the playoffs. Are you on the same page with me as the Bills and the Ravens being in lockstep with each other in that regard? Or do you think either the Ravens or the Bills, they buck the trend of what they've been unfortunately going through the last few years?
Yeah, well, shout out Fancy Condo, bro. We glad you're here, big dog, no matter what time you show up. But, Rob, I'm going to be honest. I think that's why I said the Ravens have to do what they have to do, because the Buffalo Bills are the exact same way. They went and won last year by doing the same thing that they do every year. Run the damn ball, get James Cook a bunch of touchdowns, Josh Allen clean up the rest of the mess. They went and signed a bunch of random receivers. They got Brandon Cooks. They do the same story, same formula every single year. And this year is at least they traded for DJ Moore, right? They went and got a guy who wasn't out of his prime, maybe like Amari Cooper was, or those other guys they traded for at the time. So at least they took a little bit of a different approach as far as getting the guy that's ready now. But it's the same old story, man. I don't think they did anything more different than what they usually do. Again, they got Chubb. He's usually hurt, man, a lot. Now, granted, when you in Miami, you tend to get hurt because you want to lay down something. So maybe, that cold weather in Buffalo is different, though, Rock. You leaving from Miami to Buffalo, baby. Jaylen Waddle, we're going to talk about him and the Denver Broncos. It's a lot to, get ready for, man, on your body. But overall, though, I think the Buffalo Bills are showing us exactly what they do, who they are. Maybe it changes, maybe it doesn't. But I think everybody else, again, I know you're going to talk about this one team in particular. Seems like the Kansas City Chiefs have shown us that they're making different moves. They're trying to be different and go back to their old ways that got them where they were. I think teams like Buffalo and maybe the Ravens haven't shown us that extra little bit of, icing on top to say, all right, this is the new look team. These look like the same old teams to me. Maybe we get the same results. I don't know.
So, Fizz, I got to ask you that because I was kind of perplexed by this. You said the Bills are going all in. What did you mean by that when you put that in the title? Was that literally only just for Connor to click on our video? Is that what that was? Because I'm really kind of perplexed. Who are they going all in on? DJ Moore?
Yeah. Well, this is why, though. This is why, Rob, because when the Bills, think about it. The Bills, when they sign receivers, they get them. Who they usually get?
Trash. Garbage.
And I'm not even saying DJ Moore is BTJ in his prime, but what I'm saying is DJ Moore is the best receiver they've had on this team in like 5 years, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Since Stephon Diggs prime.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So, let's just say 3 years, right? Diggs been gone for at least like 2.5, 3 years. So maybe DJ Moore is that all-in piece. Because basically they letting us know we in here. You know what I'm saying? We all the way in here.
If you wanted to go all in, why wouldn't you trade for either AJ Brown or Jaylen Waddle? Those are far better receivers than DJ Moore. That's going all in.
I heard they were trying to trade for Jaylen Waddle, though. I think at the time, the Miami Dolphins, remember, McDonald was still on the team, I believe, at the time. No, because that was DJ Moore just a little while ago. But I did hear like a month ago, they were trying to trade for Jaylen Waddle. I don't know if you saw that news. They were trying to get Waddle, though. He was on the list.
I wonder what happened.
It's a good question. I don't know, but I was going to say maybe it's too cold for Waddle, but he went to Denver, so that's not an excuse, right? Let's see what Connor think. Let's see what he think, man. Are they going all the way in or what, man? He say he spent all their money on mid players. Yeah, you're right. Well, maybe they going all the way in with the little bit of money they have. I don't know, Connor. You feel me? Send them some onions, brother. Fresh cut, no grill, and let's see what they do with it.
We get it, Fizz. We get it. You just wanted people to click on this, so that's fine. We can move on to the next NFC team.
Because I see my boy was in the chat. Let's see if he's still here, man. Because my next NFC team is the Carolina Panthers, big dog. Carolina Panthers, to me, have stepped up to the plate, right? They brought those Panther burgers to the grill, and they cooking them up, man. They not playing no games. Now, this is a big signing, Rock. Big money, man. Jaylen Phillips, that 4-year, $120 million, $80 million guaranteed. I remember when Jake got in chat and said, man, was that an overpay? I think he was the best player available at that position, and they said, we're going to get the best player available. Coming from a Philadelphia Eagles defense, sometimes you got to pay for that helmet as well, right? The team that they left and say, hey, you came from a great scheme. You came from great production. We're going to pay you like that. And especially when I feel like you're a team like the Panthers right now, Rock, when you look at the NFC South, they're desperate to win this division, like clearly, because last year it was like 3 teams at 7 and what was it, 7 and 10? That's a joke, Rock. So 3 teams with 7 wins, damn sure don't make no sense. But I think this year, though, they go into the season saying they're another team. No more excuses. We have the rookie of the year last year. Bryce Young, we didn't sign, but we see a little bit of him that we like. Hopefully our other receivers step up. But this defense, the one thing that we lacked on a couple of times, they're going to get us where we need to be. So signing Jaylen Phillips was a big deal. They got Kenny Pickett. I don't know if we need to talk about that, but Devin Lloyd from the Jaguars, right? Jaguars had a hell of a defense last year, Rock. They was taking the ball away almost the whole season. They had, I think the first couple of games, they led the league in takeaways. Devin Lloyd came from that tree. They got Luke Fortner, center. They, shored up their offensive line a little bit. And then they went and got John Mechie, man. That was a sneaky signing, Rock, because I know he's not a high name. He's not a name people care about. But he is one of those guys when the Texans drafted him. Other than that, he had like a heart thing or something. It was some type of injury that he had. Rock,
he had cancer, Fizz.
Cancer, that's what it was. Cancer. I think he didn't get his fair shake, man. The Houston Texans, they got 100. I'm not saying that Carolina don't have 100 receivers either, but I'm just saying Mechie showed up for the New York Jets last year towards the end, and he gave them a little bit of spark in the offense. Maybe John Mechie goes there and helps the Carolina Panthers and gets that spark that they need. So that was a real small signing, but I just think overall getting what they got on defense was the goal, and they solidified themselves, especially with the Tampa Bay Bucks losing Mike Evans. They solidified themselves to me, Rock, as the number 1 team in the NFC South going into the season. So I like Carolina Panthers on this list.
Fizz, I agree with you. And shout out to Jake. I do have his Panthers in the playoffs again this year. I'm surprised you didn't talk about their biggest loss, Fizz, Rico Doubtful. So I think that actually might be kind of critical. If you're only putting on Chuba Hubbard last year who got hurt and then hoping that what's-his-face comes back from injury, Texas RB. What's his name? I can't remember. He's only played 1 game in 2 years, Fizz.
You should. Rock, I got his name right here.
All right, Jake, help us out. We can't remember his name.
Scan my brain right quick. Put a scanner right here. I got it right here. Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks. That's it.
Jonathan Brooks. Yeah, Brooks. There we go.
So I think the team overall got better, Fizz, but I still think they're being overlooked. So my question for you is, are they the Jaguars of the NFC? Are they the most underrated team in the NFC side, Fizz?
Question. I think they were last year, and I think they coming into this season. Again, anybody come out of NFC South is an underdog, bro. Let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you coming out of the NFC South, how many teams do we expect each year to come out of the NFC South?
At least one, because you have to.
And it's sports. It's because you have to, right? If we went by just teams that had to be without divisions, they would never make it. So I think that nobody respects the NFC South, let alone the Carolina Panthers. But I think this is the year, man, that they shut all that noise up and they remind people that, hey, we could have beat the Rams last year. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But this year, we're going to make sure we beat the Rams if we play them. So I think Carolina's one of the ones this year, man.
Cool. You want to move on to my next
yeah, it's on you,
AFC
brother.
team?
We 4-4. Go hit us with 5. We got 2 more after that.
Texans, Fizz.
Ooh,
so
the Texans. Yeesh. Right.
Yep, they made the playoffs last year thanks to Davis Mills. They have acquired nobody, Fizz, in free agency, just like a lot of these other teams. They have lost their right tackle, Titus Howard. He went to the Browns in a trade, so I still think they need a lot of offensive line help. Overall, not much has changed, Fizz, from last year. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Their defense, I still think, is one of the best in the NFL. That's the reason why. If you have a top 3 to 5 defense, I'm automatically going to pencil you into the playoffs. So we talk about top 5 offenses, top 10 offenses. We want to give them all their flowers. Last year, Fizz, in the last 2 years, actually, Super Bowl winners have showed us you have to respect the defense. So with the Texans, I still thinking they have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They re-signed, Danielle Hunter to a huge deal. So Will Anderson, I think, is going to get a huge one as well. My question for you, Fizz, is this Stroud's final year in Houston? Because we saw what happened to him last year in the playoffs. It did not look that great last year during the regular season. They literally made the playoffs just because of their defense.
Be honest, Rob. I'm gonna say the coach probably don't want to do it, but I believe the fans and the media will press them to do this. I think it will be because they won't have a choice. Like everybody's feet will be under fire, and I think the team will say, "Look, man, we want to do this, but you haven't given us." Like I think that's what's holding on to Bryce Young in Carolina. I think if this is another bad year for Bryce, right? We had the same conversation with Bryce too. If Bryce doesn't show up this year, the fans even if the team really wanted to give Bryce his time. We don't have time these days. We just saw the Minnesota Vikings go out and say, look, JJ, we gave you a year, bro. Yeah, we got to figure this out. So I think I'm going to say the same for CJ Stroud to keep it short. CJ Stroud is feet on the fire. He has to at least win a playoff game, right? This one playoff win would get him at least a little bit of leeway, but it got to look dominant, though. It got to look like he did it and not the Texans defense, who literally dominated the entire season for them last year.
Yeah, I agree with that, Fizz. Who's your next NFC team?
All right. And I'm also trying to download these videos too, bro. But hey, one of our favorite teams, big dog. Chicago Bears, man. Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson finally has a year under his belt. As far as last year was the Ben Johnson coming out story, right? This year is Ben Johnson coming back. And I think having Caleb where he is mentally, getting rid of DJ Moore, now all of these young guys that I drafted, that I put on this offense, as far as Rome and Burton and Loveland, who some people thought was a reach when they took him. They didn't need, I'm a Cole Kmet guy. I mean, Kmet should have been number 1, but it is what it is. I'm just saying they already had a defense in place. They went and got better. Last year they addressed the offensive line. This year, they went and got Kobe Bryant, who you just spoke on, from the Seattle Seahawks. Big signing. They went and got Devin Bush. That was a big signing, man. Devin Bush, man, he's a well-respected linebacker in the league. They went and got Khalif Raymond, another, small receiver, but we know what Khalif Raymond's name is, right? He good for at least 1 or 2 games of fantasy for Detroit for us. Out of nowhere, Khalif Raymond gets, 3 touchdowns for no reason, right? So having him on the team. They got Braxton Jones, left tackle over there. They signed him, put more guys in their defensive line. Rock, I didn't even know this guy was still in the league, but they have Case Keenum as their quarterback. When the hell did that happen? I didn't even know he was still there.
He just got recently signed to the team, so which is very, very interesting. People were speculating about Tyson Bagent being possibly traded. I'm thinking that Case Keenum, since he's been at so many stops, Fizz, he's probably one of the smartest, most knowledgeable QBs.
He did for the knowledge. Yep.
I think he's there to help Caleb Williams and Tyson Bagent and just overall really round out that QB room. Also, too, I think it would make a lot of sense, Fizz. If you want to sign him as a coach, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier if he's already on the team. So I would not be surprised if next year he's the Chicago Bears QB coach or some sort of coach.
Hey, that makes sense, bro. I mean, Kellen Moore did it with the Cowboys. He was a quarterback, and then he became a coach in the process. David Blau was over there with the Commanders now. He wasn't a quarterback, but he was a quarterback's coach who's an ex-quarterback. So that makes sense, bro. I like that. I like the way you turned that one on me, brother. I like that one. But yeah, overall though, man, the Bears to me, man, they shored up the defense a little bit more this year. Last year was the offensive line. This year was the defense. We know they have the offense. I believe the Bears coming in this offseason, as long as the injuries don't happen during the offseason, they're coming in saying, hey, we're the best team. I dare you to say that we're not. I'm calling my shot on the Bears this year again, Rock. That's for sure.
Yeah, their biggest loss, Fizz, is DJ Moore, who I think he was their best receiver last year because Rome Odunze, was hurt for a big portion of the season and did not really have the breakout we wanted. Luther Burden and Colson Loveland did not break out until the end of the season. So it was DJ Moore and Caleb Williams. We'll see how that transitions into next year. Fizz, I still think they need a lot of pass rush help. I mean, they were right up there along with the not the Baltimore Ravens, but the Cowboys and the Patriots in the Max Crosby sweepstakes. Yeah. So I still think they need a lot of pass rush help. Their defense ran hot last year with turnovers. But it remains to be seen if they can be a true complement to one of the best offenses in the league. My question for you is, will Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson join that elite tier of QB and coach in 2026?
Yeah, 100%. I think, Matt Stafford is in the game. He's been around a long time. Aaron Rodgers has been around a long time. So, those coaching relationships with McVay and Stafford, even though Stafford wasn't drafted there, seem to be seamless, right? Coach know what I want. I know what coach want. I think Caleb and Ben this year, they don't even got to speak. They're just going to give each other that look. I got it, coach. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're building that now. The one part I will say about this relationship, though, it happened early. I think if Caleb was 4 years in, it might take a little bit of time, right? Knowing that I got my guy only 1 year into the league, we're growing together. Ben Johnson's first year as a head coach, Caleb's second year as a quarterback. Now we in this together. Like I walk left, you walk right. Like we're hand in hand trying to get this thing on the right track. I like when coaches get their guy young and they get to this, all the cadences. They learn how these coaches want them to be. And I like that for both of them. So, yeah, I think they're going to have that relationship this year, Rob.
Could you please pull up Govnick's last two comments? So I think the first one is Rome or Burden. So I just looked up on Keep Trade Cut while you were chatting. Rome Odunze is the wide receiver 15. Then you got Ladd, and then you got Luther Burden at wide receiver 17, Fizz. Do you agree with that? Or do you think Luther Burden becomes the next Amon-Ra St. Brown for a Ben Johnson offense?
That's a great question. The problem is, though, man, they got so many pieces, bro. They took everybody so high that
or is it Colson Loveland?
I was about to say Loveland can go in there and say, man, get both these dudes out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Loveland is so damn good, Fizz. Rome and Burden are not top 5 wide receivers. Colson Loveland is a top 5 tight end. So
yeah. I don't know, Gov. I'm gonna say everybody, man. I'm gonna say everybody, big dog.
Caleb Williams is the guy you want in Chicago 100%. For sure.
100%.
Do you think that he leapfrogs Jayden Daniels?
No. I think the reason why he doesn't, though, is because the Commanders' defense still isn't that good. So Jayden Daniels is going to have to outperform the other side of the field to keep up in games. So I think the Commanders got better. Don't get me wrong. They definitely got better. But they aren't with the Bears' defense and what that could be. So I'm going to say Jayden Daniels needs his legs a little bit more. His receiving room definitely isn't close to what the Bears are. So I will pick Jayden Daniels to outscore Caleb because he's going to have to score more points.
Your pops asked us to show his team some love.
I know.
I'm going to show him some love right now. You guys have Jayden Daniels. You guys have Terry McLaurin. And that's it. That's all the love I can give you guys. So those are two of my favorite players.
That's all you got, Pops. I know he was going to come back with it, man.
But, hey, their defense did get better from last year. They've attacked the defense.
It did.
Very, very – I mean, they had a lot of money to be able to spend, Fizz. We'll see if all these acquisitions get them in a better spot than they were last year. Then they also just signed Chiggy.
They did, man. I actually love that signing, bro. That's one of the sneakiest signings. The one thing I say about DC teams that I hate, Rock, they never sign or trade or bring in people that have been in the area, man. I don't know what it is. Like the Wizards never draft young players from Maryland. The Commanders,
the Ravens do the same thing. I wanted Stephon Diggs so bad, Fizz.
I don't understand it. So knowing that Chig played for the Maryland Terrapins, I'm glad to see he's back in the DMV area. That's one of the sneakiest signings, bro, especially for fantasy that we're going to see this whole offseason. Zach Ertz being gone, he was getting all those targets. Chig is he's about to feast, bro, on those targets. So love that move for the Commanders. But overall, moms, they are trash. So Rock, AFC side, big dog, where you at with it?
All right, this one will be quick because we already talked about it earlier. The Broncos. So I have to cross out nobody as far as acquisitions go and put in Jaylen Waddle, which is a huge signing for them because it addressed their biggest need, Fizz, receiver. So now they have Cortland Sutton and Jaylen Waddle. Hell of a lot better duo than what they've had the last couple of years, Fizz. I think this is one of the most complete rosters in the NFL. They have an elite defense. They have an elite offensive line. And they got Bo Nix, Fizz. So I think overall, this is an amazing team. They are my favorite AFC team to represent in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
How about you? Where do you think they rank as far as AFC teams go? Are they your favorite, or do you have another one that you like better?
Well, I want to throw the Chiefs out there, but not knowing what Pat is right now, I'm gonna say the Broncos are top. I mean, they still got a defense, bro. I'm gonna say the top two. I'm gonna give them top two. Number one is still open for me though, but I'm gonna give them top two. I don't know who's number one. I can't say, but they are top two because they were just there. They just needed that one play, that one player. They just got them this morning. I'm gonna say they top two. So yeah, I'm with you on the Broncos, bro. Coming into the season, Sean Payton knows exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. All right, Fizz, who's your next NFC team?
My next team. We got one more after this, right, Rock?
I got one more. Yep.
Okay. All right. Last team. Well, my next team, almost close to last. Detroit Lions, man. I gotta put them back in that boat, bro. Last year they had an off season. They fell off a little bit. It didn't go as well. Ben Johnson effect was real, right? I think Ben Johnson leaving, man, shook the entire room over there. But I think this year, Rock, they get over a little bit of the Ben Johnson hangover and they get back to playing football the way that they should play. They win guys Ed Pacheco, who's a great backup to Gibbs, man. I think, figuring that out by losing Monty and bringing in this guy who's this dude is a motor, man. He does not stop, right? This dude just keeps running and keep running and keep running. I don't know, Rock. I might change my mind now. Oh, no, I'm saying looking at it. Hold up.
Oh my God.
I'm saying looking like, hold up, bro.
You don't even sound confident in yourself, Fizz. That's fine.
Yeah, Rock. Dang.
That's okay. We can come back to it because I have one team that you didn't include. So we'll have each, I think, one team that missed the playoffs that we want to try to pitch. Yeah.
I feel bad, bro. I got to renege on this. You know what? Scratch Detroit, bro. I'm going Minnesota, baby. That's where we going. Minnesota, big dog. I'm going Minnesota.
No,
I'm going to do it. I got to do it, Rock, because we just said earlier, everybody is betting on this season. They got more to lose than anybody in this entire offseason.
Did you say that about every damn team? The Ravens have to win the Super Bowl. The Bills have to win the Super Bowl.
Rock, I'm going to admit to you, I'm full of it, but I'm still going to say what I want to say. Getting Kyler Murray to me right now, I'm going to say this. This is why, though. This is why I got to replace him over Detroit. I'm glad I did what I did. Last year, Rock, what did I tell you the Vikings might do last year?
Win the Super Bowl with J.J. McCarthy, and I did not agree because I said they should have gotten Aaron Rodgers, and everyone clowned me.
So if I thought they were Super Bowl contenders with J.J. McCarthy, bro, why wouldn't I this year at least put them in the playoffs, knowing Kyler Murray just went there? He's betting on his career right now because he's already fanned out from a lot of different teams. They don't really want to deal with it, right? I think getting Kyler Murray was that piece for that NFC North that, hey, maybe on the defensive side, when they thought, JJ was a little too slow or he couldn't read the defense right, Kyler already being a vet in the game, he having a lot to prove. They still had Justin Jefferson. They still have Kevin O'Connell. They still got all the sons, Addison, Hawkinson, Mason. All of this put together with Brian Flores staying, Rock. That defense is pretty damn good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put the Minnesota Vikings there in the playoffs over the Detroit Lions. My bad on the first hiccup. But, Back in the day, Rock, I don't know if you know this one, man, but I was a lion in kindergarten, bro. I played Prince Tiger Paw. You feel me? I don't know if you know it. That was a tiger. Damn, my bad. I wasn't a lion. I'm my bad, but Pops know about that story. But I'm just saying this to say, Rock, F the Lions. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings, baby. All right?
Okay. All right, Fizz.
Switch it up on Switch up. There we go.
I do like that. We'll see if that changes once or twice before the season starts. We have about 7 months to get that solidified, Fizz. My next AFC team. How about the guys that were just in the Super Bowl, Fizz? The Patriots.
Ooh, yeah. I picked them to go to playoffs last year. I was right on that one. Hey, you know, I ain't that full of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you were right about that, Fizz. And hopefully I'm right about that. This season, I would be crazy if they go to the Super Bowl 1 year and then miss it the next year. Draymond Jones, Romeo Doubs, Elijah Vera Tucker at guard from the Jets are their biggest acquisitions. Their biggest loss so far is Stephon Diggs. And despite the Romeo Doubs signing, I still think they need an alpha wide receiver, Fizz. It would be awesome to see A.J. Brown get paired up with Drake May in New England. Overall, not the flashiest improvements, Fizz, but still decent ones. I mean, my question for you, Fizz, are the Patriots one and done, or do you anticipate another deep run in the playoffs?
Rock, I'm going to be honest. Everybody else got better. That's the biggest problem for them. Last year, they got better beyond better. Like, they went from like last on defense to buying $300 million worth of contracts on defense. Made the Super Bowl doing that. But then they lose their number one receiver, and I'm sure for outside reasons, not on the field reasons. But I'm not sure if Romeo Doubs is enough to say, hey, we got our Diggs replacement. I'm not sure that they go into this season doing what we wanted them to do last year, Rock, which was use Travion Henderson. Use your damn running back. I know the Rhino is there. He was doing his thing. But get the young guy the ball, man. I really want to see Travion eat this year. The Denver Broncos just got better. The Chiefs, if Pat Mahomes is healthy, got better. The Ravens got better. The Bills got better. I think everybody's getting better. And I think the Patriots had their shot. You only get one shot, man. Do not miss your chance to blow, big dog. You know what I'm saying? I think that was their shot. It's going to be tough to see them get back to a Super Bowl. But playoffs, I can agree with you that they can get back there. But that Super Bowl going to be real tough to get to, man.
I agree with you, Fizz. I'm not sure if they go back to the Super Bowl, but I still think they can win a game or two in the playoffs, maybe get back to the championship game. Who is your last NFC team?
You know how to say the best for last, big dog. It's them Cowboys, baby. You know it's them Cowboys, Rock. And you know why. Because I'm not even fanning out on this one, Rock. I'm keeping it real with you.
Oh, yeah, you're not fanning out whatsoever.
I'm not, bro. We just signed Sam Howell. That's number one. All right. We just signed Sam Howell as our backup. Nah. But no, we tagged George Pickens, right? Now, I will say this. I don't like that we traded our defensive lineman also to the 49ers. Hated that trade. I understand for contract reasons why. But Rock, I'm gonna be honest with you. CeeDee Lamb had an off season. Dak had one of the best seasons he's ever had in his career. George Pickens, not on a long-term deal yet, but he's still in the building. We know that for sure. But as much as I love what my team does, Rock, the one thing that they did this year that I can admit to you out loud on this show, they showed me that they finally understand that they need to make moves. Every year, Rock, I admit this out loud, we re-sign our players. We don't go in free agency. We don't spend no money. We don't care about that. This year, Jerry not only spent money in free agency, but he went and got a coaching staff that looked like they want to be here. He ain't just go sign Matt Eberflus and all these guys that just had names from a different team. He went and got the DC from the Philadelphia Eagles. And from what I'm hearing, he's letting his coaching staff pick their guys. He's not the one picking and choosing who he want now. So it seems like to me, the guys who he's paying to do their jobs, he's allowing them to do their jobs. This is the first time I can admit to say that imagine being a coach, Rock, and you can't pick none of your staff. You just get who they throw at you. Like, that don't even make any sense. This year, it seemed like he's listening to his employees.
They do that overseas and with arranged marriages. Here, this is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
That's true, too. This is true. Well, we talking life. We talking contracts over here. But you're right, though. You're right.
That's the ultimate contract, Fizz. It's called marriage.
No, that's big facts. I just say this year, though, with the Cowboys, to me, Rock, Now, I'm sure you probably gonna disagree, but to me, they're finally showing me, or Jerry, I say, not they. Jerry is showing me that he understands it. The Micah Parsons thing, he let slip out of his hands and it got overblown. It went to the roof. We still have 2 first-round picks. We got our receiver under contract as far as the tag goes. All that being seen into it, the coaching staff to me is number one. He's allowing them to be themselves. I love it, man. I love it. So I'm going to say the Cowboys is going to be the NFC East champions. Man, we're going to be in playoffs, baby. That's how we rocking.
Kind of funny, Fizz. Our teams just seem to be very controversial when it comes to star defensive players that are worth 2 first-round picks. But
yeah, that's true, too.
Who are the teams that I did not put in the AFC? And I'll give you the teams that you didn't put in the NFC that I think are going to be in the playoffs. So who did I snub, Fizz?
Who did you snub? That's a good question. The Chiefs.
So why do you have them in the playoffs? Because I can tell you why I don't.
I believe this is the year that they tried their best to say, hey, last year was an anomaly. This should have never happened. We understand that it happened, but and especially if you're telling me Pat Mahomes is going to play from day one, the Chiefs are in the playoffs, bro. If Pat Mahomes is coming back from day one, like you said they are, Chiefs is in the playoffs. So the Chiefs are number one team. Why you snubbed them? Signing Ken Walker. They lost their defensive players now, but they do have 2 first-rounders. They got EB back. I'm saying the Chiefs because for all the reasons why I trust Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid to get it right.
Yeah, for me, Fizz, I think when you lose, their defense last year was already not that good. And then when you lose arguably your 2 other best defensive players outside of Chris Jones, if it's only going to keep getting worse, that's more pressure on Patrick Mahomes. I understand Kenneth Walker, one of my favorite RBs in the league. He's going to be awesome. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Travis Kelce being in his last season, most likely. Healthy Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy going into another year. So I'm excited for those things. The defense, Fizz, we got to pay attention to that. So I think for me, that's just a little bit too much compared to, it was between them and the Texans, Fizz. But that defense of the Texans is so damn good.
It's very good. It's very
good.
So
that's the reason why.
So I'm going to ask you this. I'm glad you put that comparison. When they come down to, let's just say the fourth quarter, right? Fourth quarter scores 21-21. Do you trust the Texans defense to win that game? Or do you trust Pat Mahomes over CJ Stroud?
No, because luckily CJ Stroud does not have to be on the field at the exact same time Patrick Mahomes is. It's just going to be Mahomes versus that defense.
He could throw a 4-yard interception and the Chiefs pick it off and Pat Mahomes got the ball back. That's all. That's what
who's going to be picking it off, Fizz? Chris Jones, his fat ass is not plucking that thing out of the air because none of their corners are going to be back there. So it's putting. I understand the Chiefs are good at drafting corners.
Sometimes you got to put respect on teams, bro. But go ahead. Be quiet.
But when you have a class in 2026 that isn't that good, which is why we see the Rams spending up all this money to get their biggest need at the cornerback position, and you see all these other teams, all these DBs from the Seahawks going to these other teams as well, I think it correlates to one of the biggest weaknesses in this draft class. So I'm worried about that, that Chiefs defense, but at the end of the day, Fizz, I could care less what happens to the Chiefs because I'm a Ravens fan. So I hope
I know that some of that had to deal with it. I'm with you, and I see Mom saying, she said Dak won't have a well year because his love life is shambles. I'm gonna say this, Mom. That means he ain't got to go home. He can stay in the locker room. He can stay in that gym. If he ain't ever been motivated before, he about to be locked in this offseason. He ain't got to go home. He's stressing at home. What are you going to do, Rock? He going to go in that gym and get that stress out, man. He going to be locked in and shit. This is going to be the best Dak you ever going to see. That's what I believe. So,
well, Fizz, I don't know anything about that. I don't read TMZ or the tabloids or stop at the.
It ain't my business, so I don't look into it either. But I do know that, he's dealing with a divorce or before the wedding, whatever the case. Regardless, all I know is when the man is free to do what he got to do, he's about to log it in, baby. You feel me? So he ain't got to go home tonight. Where he going to be at? over in Frisco, baby, over in that Texas stadium.
You can count on it. Dak Prescott being a man. This is what men do. They take all their inner feelings, they push all that shit down, and they just get to work, Fizz, until all those demons come out and explode at the worst moment. Probably going to be in the playoffs. He's going to be back to pass, and he's going to be like, oh, my love life. Nobody loves me. And then he's going to get sacked by Michael Parsons.
We ain't at you for all that. We ain't at you for all that. All right. We ain't at you for all that. But all right. Well, who the NFC team, man, that didn't make it, man? Since you over here talking about all
I got two that you snubbed. So
okay, my bad. Go ahead.
The Packers, I think that they're still a young, talented team with a great head coach, still one of the most underrated QBs, Fizz. And they still have Micah Parsons, who is coming back from injury. Yeah. But I think Micah Parsons, if he can stay healthy, he wins them that game. He wins them that game against Chicago, and they get a little bit further in the playoffs. So I think that you snubbed the Packers, who everyone always counts out every damn year, and they keep always making the playoffs. And
but Rob, remember this: they make it in the 7th seed. They won 7th seed 4 years in a row. At some point, you can't keep being that last team that get picked.
There's no rule against being the 7th seed every year.
Well, when we make our playoff predictions in August or June or July, whenever we do it, I'm gonna make sure you got your Packers in there. You better have them in there.
I will. That's fine. Unless something crazy happens.
No, I don't want to hear it. Nope.
Barring no injuries, I will have the Packers in the playoffs. So
who the second team?
I can't believe you left the Eagles out.
Man, the Eagles left themselves out, brother.
They got one of the best defenses. They signed one of the best corners in Tariq Woolen. They lost Jaylen Phillips. They lost Nakobe Dean. So I still think they need pass rush help. But they're still a very, very talented roster, Fizz. They still have one of the best offenses in the league. You got Jalen Hurts. You got Saquon Barkley. And you got one of the best duos in wide receiver in the league. My only question is, will the coaches in locker room be as dysfunctional and destroy any hopes of a playoff win like they did last year? They got all that shit out last year. Maybe, I don't think it's going to happen again.
ELGSES Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
All right, let's debunk.
Rob, you sure?
Fizz, I can't stand. Why can't you edit that video? I can't stand when that guy comes in at the end.
I know. My bad. My bad. I got lazy on that. But Rock, I'm gonna be honest, man. And this wasn't because I hate the Eagles and this and the third. You know, I love Jalen Hurts. That's my dog, Smitty, all that. They have too much going on, bro. I'm hearing AJ Brown is getting traded after the June 1st deadline, right? That's after they can, I guess, clear more money. It's too much going on. They're trying to trade
him. Who's going to do it?
And this is the problem. And this is why it's not going to work, Rock. I watched the Dallas Cowboys do this to Dez Bryant. They cut Dez Bryant after everybody spent all their money. They're going to try to move AJ Brown when nobody has the money or the needs to have him. And now he's going to be a disgruntled employee in the locker room. There's going to be a whole lot of headache, a whole lot of noise. I'm telling you, Rock, this Philadelphia Eagles team is going to be a wasted roster of talent because of all the locker room headache that they're going to deal with. That's why I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. If we talking roster for roster, I'm with you. But I think it's all the other stuff is going to come with it, bro.
Fizz, I'm going to apologize. I had a hard time listening to you because of the comment that was just
13 seconds, man. 13 seconds love you, man. We got to give 13 seconds, man. Hook them up, baby.
Oh, my God. Well, I don't do that. The best thing I could do is make you some tiramisu, and that's it. So, yeah, that's the best I can do. But we do appreciate you. Fizz, here's the thing. You can't ever choose your fans. If you go onto my, either whether it's Instagram or Twitter, mainly my Twitter, Fizz, like 95% of my followers are sex bots. They're not real people. And it's just like, it's unfortunate, but you know what? You got to be thankful for what you get. You can't always choose.
What? What is that? What comparison is that?
Because 13 seconds. I almost said something else. When he comes on, it's just, it reminds me of one of those sex bots. He's just coming in. Okay. He's looking for sexual favors.
I thought you was talking about the Eagles. I'm about to say, what the hell they got to do with the Eagles?
Don't talk about the Eagles. I told you I already wasn't listening. So we can move on to the next part. So,
all right. Well, those are the only two teams that Give me one team in the AFC because I'm trying to get this video to load up. Y'all give me a little bit of time. Sorry about that. That last AFC, I know you got your roster. I said the Chiefs. It was another team that got snubbed that maybe you would have put there.
No, it was just the Chiefs that I was considering. Who else? I mean, who else would you want to put in there?
I think that might be it, bro. That might be it.
Maybe the Bengals, but their defense is still awful. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So we'll close out with this, and then we're going to get to the video. I'll say this. Give me one or two teams on each side that aren't making the playoffs, but they are looking like they're trying to become a contender. Somebody that's done a great job this offseason, whether it's getting roster moves or coaching staffs. Give me your AFC, NFC team that you think are pretty much getting the hype around the fans and, what they got going on with the building. I can give you the number one team, the Tennessee Titans, to me.
Fizz, they're like 5 years away from making the playoffs. So
I'm not saying make the playoffs. I'm saying who came in looking like they're trying to make a team better. I think Robert Saleh, to me, and I'm be honest, I think they're going to drag Jeremiah Love, and they're going to set this thing on fire, right?
So who's getting the off-season trophy? Is that what you're asking for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying who got better, brother? Who was a team that's trash that maybe some of the trash got
the
dumped
Raiders.
out?
The Raiders were the most trash team that got them.
Yeah, I like that, though. The Raiders, you're right, though.
I just don't care about it.
You don't like talking about bums. I get it. I'm just saying.
I don't like talking about
those
bums.
fans that like these teams, I wanted to let them know their team is looking all right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Commanders are trash, but we ain't want to talk about how much they didn't do. All right.
I'd rather talk about all my sex bot followers in 13 seconds asking for a massage. That's what I would rather talk about.
Well, I say this. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of buying this time because I'm letting this video load up. But in a
the
second,
New York
though,
Jets.
man.
How about the New York Jets? The New York Jets made a lot of big moves too.
Rock, I'm gonna be honest. You say you don't like talking about trash. That's the last thing we need to talk about because first of all, the New York Jets just traded for Geno Smith, bro. Right? Let's keep it a buck.
A seventh rounder.
But listen though, they have 3 first rounders this year. They have 2 next year. They have a plethora of picks. Rock, why do you need a veteran quarterback in Geno Smith to actually help you win games if you're trying to win games?
Because he's better than Justin Fields and he's better than Tyrod Taylor. That's why.
Okay, so what does him winning games do for them? Because I'm gonna ask you this, right? I'm not saying they shouldn't try to win games because every coaching staff should try to win.
It's still a business. They still need to get butts in the seats.
Who's going to pay to see Geno Smith? Right? Who paying to see Geno Smith? Right? Please tell me.
Alan Soslovsky, he's a Jets fan. Let's get him.
Okay, so this what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that you don't try to win and compete. What I'm saying is, though, this is what I hate about the NFL. Go find a guy, a backup quarterback on someone's team that's maybe available, right? Young guy. Justin Fields, you don't want? Cool. Let's try to see if we could find a spark somewhere of a guy that nobody really knows about. Somebody we had our checklist on that we didn't get to grab.
Tell me who.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I want to see.
That's not very helpful then.
Oh,
you guys should go get this guy.
I know what Geno Smith is going to give me. I know what Geno Smith is going to give me. I don't need to see him no more. Give me somebody else. Do you know who's going to give you?
He's going to give the Jets the #1 overall pick in 2027, which is exactly what he just did for the Raiders. This is the best move of all time, Fizz.
All right. If you think so. If you think so, man. 13 seconds said, Ken Walker make you some. Man, this dude here, man, Lord. He's a little wild one, man. All right, but all right, man. I guess you got that right, Rock. I'm gonna get this ticker off. I'm gonna let my boy do his thing, man, because we're gonna close out with this. My boy cooked this up on his off time. He wanted to present a dish to y'all. He taking a deep breath. I know his heart is beating real fast, real hard, but show my boy some love. Rock, I'm getting off the screen. I'm gonna let you introduce it. Let me get these graphics off the screen. So, Rock, I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. I couldn't get the whole thing put together, but I got it in sections. So the first part, 1 minute. Once that clear, I play the next one. Then you talk in between that, and then I play the third one. That's how we doing it.
That sounds great, Fizz.
Cool. All right, bet. So I had to break it up, but we got it done, big dog. So without further ado, my brother, the floor is yours. Let me get up out of here, man.
Well, Fizz, we have something new we cooked up for our audience. As someone who is fascinated by the criminal justice system, I thought it would be fun to take the latest drama in the NFL and put it in the courtroom. So we bring you all the case of the Baltimore Ravens versus the entire world in the debut of Vibes Court. You may proceed, Fizz. Live. Oh, yes, Jim, we're coming to you live. Just behind me is the courtroom of public opinion in the trial of the offseason century. It's Eric DeCosta and the Ravens versus the entire world, and it's not looking good for Baltimore, Jim. A large mob of pissed-off NFL insiders, led by Diana Rossini and fans from around the league, have gathered outside the courthouse with torches in their hands and fire in their eyes, seeking revenge for the plaintiff, 28-year-old defensive end Max Crosby and the Las Vegas Raiders. With nothing else going on besides World War III and people needing something new to be outraged about, it seems a foregone conclusion that the Ravens will be forced to change their name to the Baltimore Backsliding Bastards, and Eric DeCosta turned into crab meat. We take you now into the courtroom to hear the closing arguments. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the court, you have heard key testimonies, including witnesses from ESPN and other journalists who cover the NFL. Now, I don't know about all y'all, but where I'm from, once you reach an agreement and you shake a man's hand, well then come hell or high water, you better honor that agreement. Man's word is their bond. And if they don't honor their word, well then they ain't no man. The defendant shook my client's hand. They made what they thought was a serious offer that eliminated all other suitors, including my Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots, from their talks with my client, the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, in order to do this, the Ravens had to make the biggest deal they've ever made in their franchise's history. Not one, but 2 first-round picks for the star defensive player. Now, the Ravens, they get their cornerstone piece for Jesse Minter's new team. My client gets to look forward to the future. Now, the Raiders wasted no time, and over the next several days, they spent $281.5 million in free agency contracts. Now, did the defendant tell my client of the possibility that they may pull out of this contract agreement because of concern over Max Crosby's knee? Did Mr. DeCosta tell Mr. Spytek, hey, don't go out spending all that money just yet, that check might bounce? No, they didn't. Instead, the Ravens did something else. They waited. They waited Saturday. They waited Sunday. They waited Monday. And it was not until Tuesday evening that Mr. Spytek gets the worst call a GM could imagine. The defendant was pulling out of the trade and was not going to honor the agreement.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Now, Las Vegas was counting on Baltimore. They had made all these moves. They had made all these commitments. Their reputation was on the line. But the Raiders wouldn't back out of any of these agreements. They were committed to honoring these new contracts for their new players. See, that's the difference between my client and the defendant. Now, you may be asking yourself, why? Why would the Baltimore Ravens betray the Las Vegas Raiders and leave them marooned in cap hell? Well, it didn't take long for that truth to come to light. On March 11th, 8:59 a.m., Rossini tweets, and I quote, Baltimore Ravens have reached an agreement with former Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson. 4 years, $112 million is all that cost them. Wow, that was quick, Baltimore. I give you that. How did you manage to leave the player you were committed to at the altar? Already have someone else lined up the very next morning? Well, I could tell you it's as plain as day. The moment that Trey's market of $35 to $40 million came back down to earth, well, the defendant made the cold, calculated decision. Pass rusher A, -2 firsts, or pass rusher B, +2 firsts. Well, I'm not a mathematician, but I think the answer is pretty simple. Now, unfortunately, this is not the first time the Ravens have pulled the rug out and hid behind failed physicals to get better deals. People of the court, the verdict is simple. If a man isn't held accountable for his actions, well, then there's no justice in this world. I have nothing further, Your Honor. Well, it wouldn't be fun if we did the exact same thing everyone else does and only present the one side of the case. So instead, just like a meal that's perfectly balanced, I'm going to play devil's advocate and see what the defense has to say. Fizz, if you can roll the next clip. I want to thank the people of this court for their commitment to this case over the last few days. I understand how anxious you all are to get back to some normalcy, to look forward to the future of the NFL. Mr. Spytek and the Las Vegas Raiders, they have a lot to look forward to when it comes to their future. They headed into free agency with the most cap space. They also got the #1 overall pick. With their new head coach, no other fan base probably has more to look forward to when it comes to their future than the Las Vegas Raiders. But looming in the background was a massive unanswered question. What were the Raiders going to do about their star defensive player, Max Crosby? I think it's fair to say it's been a rocky relationship, to say the least. But that relationship took a huge turn on December 26th, 2025, when Max was being told that they were going to shut him down for the last 2 games of the season because of a knee injury that he gutted through for a lot of that season. Now, kudos to the Raiders. They waited a whole day after Christmas to be able to tell Max Crosby they were shutting him down. But according to Jay Glazer, and I quote, Crosby vehemently disagreed and left the building. He was deeply upset for the Raiders making a decision that was based on health. Now, health is an interesting word that conjures up a lot of different feelings. One of those feelings, unfortunately, is the dread comes from being out of control, having your health spiral. Now, let me ask the jury, how many of you have heard from the media, well, I'm not a doctor, but... Now, I find it very, very odd that not a single person in the media has ever experienced the healthcare system. Now, let me ask you all, have you ever been disappointed by the healthcare system? Have you ever sought a second opinion because you didn't like the first opinion? Have you ever seek treatment, spend an entire fortune, and despite everything you did, despite how many doctors that you saw, nothing can be done for your situation? But what about the report? And I quote, it's been made clear by multiple people around the NFL that at all levels, the Baltimore Ravens had all the information and understood where Max Crosby's knee was in terms of the recovery timeline. You see, this statement is made by someone who understands the NFL. This statement, though, is not made by someone who understands medicine. You can give the exact same medical imaging to one group of physicians who come up with their own opinion and course of treatment. Then you can give that exact same medical information to another group of physicians who come up with a completely different opinion on how to treat the patient. It's one of the most frustrating things about healthcare, but it's one truth, unfortunately, that I'm sure many of you have experienced. With such varying opinions, that is why we seek out the best treatment from the best doctors. That is why we go to the Mayo Clinic. That is why we go to the Cleveland Clinic. And that is why we go to Baltimore's very own Johns Hopkins. It's these same medical practices that the prosecution wants to use against my client, but it's these practices that have helped the Ravens avoid potential disasters when it comes to their signings. It's public record now. How many more games Michael Brockers and Ryan Grant played, how their production fell off after the Ravens failed their physicals. But what about Trey Hendrickson? My client has stated that after they lost out on Tyler Linderbaum, who they really much wanted to bring back, they pivoted those resources now to signing Trey Hendrickson and pair him up with Max Crosby so that they could sign and have two of the best pass rushers in the NFL. That makes a lot of sense to me. If you want to win a Super Bowl, that's one way to do it. But we live in a cynical world. Already made up its mind. Unfortunately, it is not innocent until proven guilty. Our culture operates on guilty until proven innocent. And why can't my client prove his innocence? Because they would rather be crucified by the media than reveal exactly what is going on with Max Crosby's knee, because they want Max Crosby to have a future in the NFL, even if it's not in a purple and black jersey. That is why the players in the NFL continually rank the Baltimore Ravens as one of the best organizations to play for. And that is why last year, the coaches and the execs ranked the Baltimore Ravens as the best run organization in the NFL. Now you understand when Eric DaCosta says that he's gutted. It's not only because the Ravens lost out on Max Crosby, but it's because also, too, that they worked so hard to build up that reputation, and it's now being tarnished, and there's nothing they can do about it. Now, hypothetically, what if my client turned Darth Vader overnight and operated purely out of their own selfish interests? Well, then that means that Crosby is still available for trade, right? If the Ravens are so evil, what is preventing other good teams like the Cowboys from trading for Max? That is unless the NFL is now on the same page as the Baltimore Ravens when it comes to Max Crosby's long-term health. And for such an injustice, the Raiders have been awfully quiet.
A few words about your arrest record. What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
See, prosecution wants to claim that this case is purely about business. But this case goes far beyond that. That will be all, Your Honor.
It's all good, man.
Well, let's end it on a word of wisdom. I was glad I was able to bring that to you guys. Here's the crazy thing about this whole saga. Just like most things in life, the loudest voices are often the ones that are furthest away from the truth. So be careful about going with the crowd and consider the other side. It's just like Max said, Everything happens for a reason. Believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. So my word of wisdom for you all this week, become medically minded. Have humility when thinking about how difficult of a task our healthcare workers have when it comes to taking care of us. Think about the sacrifices your favorite athletes make when it comes to their bodies to live out their dreams, but also to think about your health and how you can be the very best version of yourself. I rest my case. I appreciate you all tuning in for this week's Cook Up. Keep cooking good looking. We'll see you all next week.